Oh.
Yep, you're recording.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah, we see the smoke now.
Yep.
I guess we've named a new pope.
Or at least a new Santa Claus.
Well, at least we got something accomplished.
Man, it's a monthly board meeting.
Oh, it's not that
That's
bad.
right, T.
Yes.
And we
Okay.
always got to get the outer towners involved, right, T?
That's true. Okay, well, I think we're ready. And Dan or Fred can add anyone else that comes in, and they'll just have to hope it's not crazy. But thank you all for coming to the first ever Kansas City Region Porsche Club virtual changing of the guard. It's not how we actually wanted to get together, but unfortunately, with coronavirus as it is, we want to be safe and we want to respect everyone's space. And this is the easiest way to do it. And to allow our other family in is Rick, and I saw Nick somewhere, and Nick and several others as well. I want to start by trying to give a little bit of an activity report on the coming year. And this will be a fairly abbreviated event, obviously, because we don't have a social hour where we're sitting around drinking and hoping we get through that part of it.
Speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself.
That's true. So obviously when coronavirus first started and it became prevalent in March, all of our activities stopped. And so we tried to do as best we could. And as you all know, we did have driving activities, very, very limited social activities. But we still had those important things that stood out, such as the DE in Topeka that Dave put on, which was a very, very good event, very well attended.
2 of them.
Right, that's right. We did have 2 of them. Very, very well attended and very well managed. And if you haven't done a DE, I wholly recommend it. It was my first one. My first one. I'm hooked. I'll be there every time now. But we also had several driving tours. Mike Rehag did an excellent job on planning and scheduling the driving tours. And we had a lot of participation, quite a bit more than we normally have as a result, because people wanted to get out. Groups of 40 and 50 people on driving tours was very, very good to see. We didn't have autocross, unfortunately, and that was more a result of the venue, Maristar Casino, which went under new management, and they elected not to allow us to use their facilities, and they were shut down themselves. But it did allow us the opportunity, as we're doing now, to reevaluate the autocross program, and we're looking at, obviously, a new location. Hopefully we'll have one by April, and Jeff Hallam, Rudy, myself, Fred, we're all looking, and anyone who knows of a facility or a lot or something might be suitable for autocross, let us know, and we will continue to look into it and try and find something. The most part, it's been a very, very quiet year, but we have had a lot of participation on those events we have had. As a matter of fact, today we had 30 people at breakfast, which was quite a surprise.
Holy cow, that's excellent.
Yeah. And so
socially distanced, of course.
It was socially distanced, and everyone did an excellent job. The restaurant does a great job of managing us as well. But we're open for any participation, any activities anyone can think of. Our new activities, our social activities director would be more than happy to help and look into any ideas anyone has. Not to speak for her, but that's what I'm assuming. And without further ado then, we don't have any staff here from Porsche Kansas City, but we do want to recognize them as our primary sponsor. So if you have any new car service, sales or service needs, please look into Porsche Kansas City as one of your choices. And then without further ado, to continue moving on forward, what I'd like to do is introduce Mr. Bob Wayman, and we'll skip a little, and allow him to introduce our Ron Kitchen Award member.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Okay. Well, T, this certainly is a little bit strange compared to the last 11 years that I've had the pleasure and the honor of presenting the Ron Kitchen Award. Those of you probably heard it, but if you haven't, let me give you just a little bit of history. Ron Kitchen was a extraordinarily active member of our club for a number of years. And he was noted in every single way for being the most enthusiastic person about Porsches that you could ever meet. And he was a club racer and participated in the driving events and was well known in the, by the Porsche National Club Racing people. And it was a real shame for those that knew him when he passed away in the late 90s. And so the club, a couple of members of the club decided that it would be good to honor Ron's enthusiasm with an award every year. I don't think the original people who thought this up thought it would be going on for 23 plus years. But here we are. The first Ron Kitchen Award was awarded in 1997 and has been awarded every year since then. And if you guys can see Fred's screen, I don't know how you make Fred the big screen, but behind Fred, there he goes. This trophy that Fred is holding here is the official Ron Kitchen Checkered Flag Award. And every person since 1997 who has been awarded this honor, his name is on the base of this trophy, and we've had to add to the base at least once as we go through the years. The real amazing thing about this trophy is that the tradition is that if you are awarded this award, you get to keep that big trophy at your house for a year, and then you have to give it back. And if you were to look at the list of individuals who have been awarded this award, I think that you would all agree with me that it is very amazing that Fred is able to have the trophy again to be able to give out to somebody, because there are some larcenous people on that list. And so the little trophy, Fred, if you might show the little trophy, the little trophy is also awarded to the recipient, and the recipient gets to keep the little trophy, and he has to give the big trophy back. And so the way the award is awarded is in agreement with Ron's widow and a couple of the original people who were involved in establishing the award. It was agreed a few years ago that the current president and the past 4 presidents of the club would nominate amongst themselves and vote amongst themselves every year on a recipient for the award. And I've been involved because of my, my tenure in the club as president. And so I've been involved in a number of these discussions, and every year about November, we start thinking, oh man, we better figure out who is going to get the award. And it takes about 5 minutes because every single year some club member rises to the top as the person who is most deserving. And that's been the most exciting and interesting thing for me, is that every single year there just seems to be one person who best represents enthusiasm. You know, this is not an award for the fastest person or the person that did the most drives or the person that did anything else. This is an enthusiasm award for Porsches, love of Porsches, and especially the track experience. And so this year's award winner bought his first Porsche in 2014, which really doesn't seem like that long ago. And this person followed a very typical down the slide descent into becoming a real Porsche track rat person. It's something that happens to you. It happened to me. And it's something that you cannot escape once it grabs you. It's like gravity. And this person was a car enthusiast, had messed around with cars quite a bit, but he finally, in 2014, decided to buy a real car and found out what it was really like. And started attending autocrosses and DEs, became an instructor, and has developed over a really pretty short period of time into one of our region's best instructors. We get, when we do a track event and we assign people students, the students have a chance to provide us feedback on the quality of the instruction, and this person's feedback has always been extraordinary. And I have personal experience with him, and I know that he is a safe, enthusiastic, and just exactly the kind of representative we want for the Kansas City region. So having said all of that, it is my pleasure to announce the 2020 recipient of the Ron Kitchen Checkered Flag Award to our very own board member, Jeff Hallam. Yay.
Yes, obvious.
Yeah, it's always obvious.
Thank you, everyone. That's, well, I'm going to cry.
There you go. Now,
There you go. There you go.
the only thing, this guy has got his car. He's modified the car. He's got wheels. He's got tires.
It's all for sale.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't know. I saw that in their sport wagon. I thought, well, this is a good thing. Like I thought, my God, the guy's going to go buy an Audi or something. The real interesting thing about Jeff is, he's 6 or 7 years into this Porsche thing, and he doesn't, as far as I know, he doesn't yet have the truck and the trailer. And I don't know how much you know about Jeff, but this guy spent his whole life in the truck business. And so if there's anybody that can find a truck and a trailer, it's him.
Yeah.
So I'm fully expecting to see a truck and a trailer at our next track event, Jeff.
So awesome. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
Well deserved.
Definitely.
And I do remind every recipient that you have to give the big trophy back.
It was easier getting it back from Brendan than it was Jeremy the year before.
What
Yeah,
about
there you
Smith? What about Smith? Look at him.
We got it back from across the state. So
Hey.
Rick kind of set the standard for the fact that it really can happen, because he took the trophy and loaded it in a moving van and just left us. and we didn't think that we'd ever see it again. So
Well, as your predecessor said, the first hit on the crack pipe was free. The next one was boom.
right. So anyway, that's well deserved, and it's a pleasure to
Thank
add
you guys,
to the list.
and that's awesome. Can't wait to be the next garage over for the next years and years and years of events. So
There you go. Amen, brother.
amen.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
Congrats,
be down
Jeff.
at Ozark International.
Well deserved. Well
Congratulations.
deserved.
Well
Congrats.
deserved. Congratulations.
Jeff.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Big congrats.
This works out perfect since you're picking up a new car this week.
Is that true?
Yeah, the 2021 GT4 PDK just came in on Monday.
Oh, wow.
Did you say PDK?
Is it
Yes,
orange?
sir. No, it's a white car. It's a plain.
Well, you
brown
can
one.
have it wrapped in orange.
Christopher Foray sat next to me at breakfast this morning. He goes, "Now you're really going to run me in the weeds, aren't you?"
Yeah. I'm going to see you coming and just get the hell out of the way now.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm used to that. All these guys, I've been doing this for 10 or 12 years with my little 38-year-old car. And I need to tell you that a lot of my track friends have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars together trying to go faster than that 38-year-old car.
And how many have actually achieved it?
A few of them have.
A few
A few of them have. But that's okay. I've done my part for the economy.
That's all right. No,
Well, congratulations. That's exciting, man.
that's
Good for
awesome.
you.
Awesome. Well,
Are you going to keep the Cayman, the other Cayman?
no, it's going to our friends at KC Porsche.
Oh, man. Good. That's great. I'm sure they'll find a willing participant and we'll see it again at the track.
We hope so. We hope so. The whole thing is to get everybody out there to have the same experience that I have,
Right.
because it's
Yep.
been phenomenal and addictive both at the same time. But these cars, as we all know, are phenomenal, and getting to learn how to utilize that as a fun thing is great. Absolutely great.
Well, that's cool.
Great. Congratulations, Jeff, again.
Thank you. And Fred's
Okay.
gonna loan me his trailer, so I don't have to buy one yet, and I've already
There you
got
go.
the truck. So
It's
Yeah.
it's not a problem, brother. Anytime.
Fred has your trophies.
great.
Okay. And so the next part is I get to say my thanks to the outgoing board and my appreciation for all of you guys and everything you've done to make last year an eventful year itself. Whether we had an event or not, I really appreciate everything you've done, whether it's been rebuilding the website, having an incredible world-class newsletter, planning runs, doing the DE, the club race, planning our social events. Absolutely everything we've done this past year has been just amazing, and it is because of all of your all's efforts and the board, and I really, really appreciate it. And so what I want to do is I have small gifts for everyone, and so when I see you, I'll have these together, or I have these with me, and I'll give these to you individually. But again, a small thanks for everything you've done. And my thanks to our executive VP, Mr. Fred Quintana, our treasurer, Mr. Jim Cummings, our secretary, Mr. Mike Lemoyne, past president, Mr. Stan Thorne, Mr. Larry Delphia, board director Larry Delphia, I'm sorry, board director Brenda Jenks, board director Paul Johnson, board director Mr. Stan Stanton, social activities chair Ms. Holly Jacat, driving administrator and chief driving instructor Mr. Dave Stadtmuller, our autocross chair Rudy Rodriguez, driving tour director Mr. Mike Rehak, membership director Dennis Brook, our website administrator Ms. Deborah Thorne, and our social media director, who came on late in the year, Mr. Nick Quintana. Thank all of you for an amazing 2020. It was an incredible time. Thanks to you. I appreciate absolutely everything you guys have done. And it's absolutely amazing seeing everything from the inside and seeing absolutely every single thing that happens. And I just can't get through enough without all of you. It was just absolutely amazing again. Thank you. Thank you.
It's been a good ride, sir. It's been a good ride.
Thank
been
you
our
for
pleasure.
everybody.
You know,
You're great, T.
no, thank you all. And
Drink
and
Pepsi.
now,
Drink Pepsi.
Keep your hands
Drink
off that girl.
Everybody, happy Pepsi.
yeah.
And Mr. Jones, before you go any further, on behalf of the 2020 board, we'd like to show our appreciation to you by giving you a couple gifts. So the first one is a limited edition.
It's not a Pepsi shirt, is it?
You know it's a Pepsi shirt.
We hope.
You know, I mean, the only thing that's got a red, white, and blue logo is the only thing that I'm going to give to you, right? Right?
Yeah.
So you, sir, are going to have the distinct honor to have the only KCRPCA Eddie Bauer jacket in existence. So this is the jacket. You can
Really?
see.
Yes.
Oh, that is cool.
And
All
yeah,
right.
it does have your favorite logo on it.
It has to have my favorite logos on it.
T, when did
I'll
you
get
start
that over
wearing
to you.
Bauer?
Bed Bath
When
and
did that
Beyond?
start?
Is that a Bed Bath and Beyond logo there? That I saw?
For a Walmart parking lot logo.
Oh no!
Man.
I
Wow.
think half the reason you go to Panizza is just to go to that Eddie Bauer store.
I thought that was a Bass Pro 9mm thing, wasn't it?
Stan yelled at me for not waving at him when I was down in Branson.
Drove right
That's right.
past me.
You know, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, Jones.
Well, thank you.
And
That's
the other item that we have for you is, I don't know if everybody can see this, but I had a few of these made a couple of years ago. Can everybody see that?
Yeah, we can see the side of it. Yeah.
So, a lot of the board members, 2020 board members, decided to place sentiments and signatures on this art piece,
oh wow.
and it's going to be yours, brother. Can you see that?
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool, Fred. Very cool.
Whoa!
That is-
wow.
That is great. Thank you all very, very much. Wow.
Can we put that
That's
over
awesome.
your doorstep?
Yeah.
Forehead.
It doesn't say Pepsi. I apologize.
No
You know?
apologies necessary. Well, thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. I love
Thank you
that.
for all your efforts, sir.
Thank you guys. It's all because of all of you. Truly a love fest. I love you all. And so now I get to do my favorite part of the entire program. I have the distinct honor to introduce to you the 2021 president of the Kansas City Region Porsche Club, my friend, an amazing, amazing gentleman, Mr. Fred Quintana.
Here, here.
Here, here.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I am honored to be your president for the Kansas City region. I so look forward to the opportunity. As many of you know, I've been a passionate car guy all my life. I've enjoyed many brands, and like other people, even though I respect the owners, I truly believe that Porsche builds the best sports car on the planet. Through the years, I've had the opportunity to enjoy mid-engine, front-engine, and rear-engine Porsches. And I can tell you they are all fantastic. Variety is certainly the spice of life. My PCA story started 19 years ago in my search to connect with like-minded and passionate owners. I was looking through an Auto Week advertisement, not looking for a new car, just looking at advertisements. And I happened across an advertisement for the Porsche Club of America. What started as an entrant into a car club quickly became an extension into the world, into my world as a car guy, my PCA family. Through the years, the experience with both my family and fellow members has taken me to some wonderful events. We've been to Porsche North American headquarters in Atlanta. We've been to Rennsport on several occasions. We've been to Sebring. We've been to Daytona. We've been to Palooza on at least 10 occasions. Many breakfasts, weddings, a drive up Pikes Peak, a drive across the Royal Gorge, sim racing on Friday night. Even had the opportunity to teach my son how to properly drive a 3-pedal car. I've so enjoyed.
That was
meeting
my car
members.
you used, Fred.
Pardon me?
That was my car that you used.
It was indeed, sir. Thank you for the use of your clutch, sir. I've so enjoyed meeting members in their new Porsches and maybe even playing a part in their Porsche search. Through highs and lows, my PCA family has been there. The wonderful memories of events with my PCA family are memories that I will carry with me forever. The passion that I have for Porsche and PCA is a passion that I'll bring to the position within our club. Let's talk about our board members. Your board is comprised of chief creative officers, marketing gurus, corporate directors, retired military officers, systems engineers, business owners, sales executive, corporate vice presidents who all take time out of their schedule to support this PCA family. Now I'd like to turn it over to the board to introduce themselves so you can get to know them. And I'd like to start by introducing your Executive Vice President, Mr. Jeff Hallam. Take it away, Jeff.
Hey. You know, I've always wanted to be an executive vice president of something. So PCA Club is actually great. So I'm a truck sales guy by heart, but I got to tell you, I've been a classic Thunderbird owner. I've been a GTO owner, and there's no comparison in the clubs I've joined to Porsche Club. The inclusiveness of this group, the immediate, it doesn't matter what you own, whether it's a 914 or a 911, you know, and the gambit in between. You know, we're all enthusiasts of the brand and enthusiasts of the cars. And that's what's been the most exciting about all of this. So I stabbed into the middle of it in the beginning, and I'm really excited about being the executive VP and to carry this club, who we're also, what are we up to? Like 540 some members, 840 total with everybody all together. Which
840 total. You are correct.
That's fantastic. But the inclusiveness of this club and the non-judging whatever, that's been just fantastic. So a Porsche is a Porsche is a Porsche. So I know I've been through 4 in my 6 years that I've been here. And I got a whole bunch of track parts for sale, by the way. So. Anyway, I want to turn it over to the next guy down the road, and I appreciate everything, and especially the enthusiasm and everything, everybody involved. So fantastic.
Okay, I think I am the next one in the hopper. And first, I would like to thank Fred for actually getting the Ron Kitchens Award winner to show up at the meeting today. Unlike the past president who was unable to make that happen.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's sing.
And second, I'd like to talk to Bob Charlesworth and congratulate him on the facial hair. It's looking good, Bob. Thank you. Emulated a good person here.
Well, I appreciate that. I cut my chin so bad I throw it out, so it stayed.
Okay. Well, my Porsche journey started a while ago. My first one was in 1979. It was a little 76 914. It was my car that I had senior year in college. And my wife will tell you that she married me because I had a Porsche. And she said that then, and 40 years later this year, she will say it again. So I lost that, however, in 1983, but as it was a 76 914, it had like 3 horsepower, had the big black bumpers, and so it really wasn't much of a loss. Sadly, it took me until 2008 to get my next one, and it was a much better Porsche. Little 986. I know this is a 987, but they didn't have 986 models. And I followed it up with a 97 986 that I keep in DC for right now. I joined back in 2008, shortly after I bought the car. Started going to breakfast about a year later, and I've been pretty much sucked in since. I was a webmaster for 4 or 5 years, beginning with our 50th anniversary party. And then I finally gave it up and allowed Deborah to take it and actually make it a good website. And then I've been the treasurer for the last year, maybe year and a half. And
Ever since you got out of prison.
yeah.
For embezzlement.
Good job.
Right. And I certainly enjoy being with this group a whole lot. Fred's explanation was pretty spot on. The cars are great. The people are better. And with that, I'd like to go ahead and pass that on to Mike Lemoyne.
Thanks, Jim.
Good evening, all. Mike Lemoyne here. I kind of fell into the Porsche Club by sort of an accident, but it was right after I retired from 44 years with Hallmark and 32 years active guard and reserve duty in the military. And I was kind of looking for something to do and wrecked my motorcycle. So my wife said, enough of that. And I said, well, if I can't replace it, how about a Porsche? And so I kind of switched from my background of British cars to Porsches. And I've been enamored ever since. That was about 9 years ago that I joined the club. And I just feel so blessed that I've gotten to know you all and meet the amazing men and women that have been active in the club since I've been there. It's just, it has made my retirement really, really meaningful. And it's given me just, so much pleasure to work with you all. It's just amazing. I got to serve a couple years as a director, and then I've been doing the secretary thing now for about a little over a year and a half. So they were nice enough to keep me on, and I look forward to working with Fred. And I really want to thank our outgoing president, T. You're wonderful to work with. And with that said, the first board director that I'd like to introduce is Jeffrey Abbott.
Hey everyone, Jeffrey Abbott. I'm new board member for this year.
Right on time.
He's my protector, so don't come over here.
Yeah.
Joined the Porsche Club in '95. Actually bought my first 911 in '84. I was living in Lincoln, Nebraska. Didn't join the club until I moved down to Kansas City, and it's been a lot of fun over the years. Great group of people, great cars, and I really look forward to being a part of the board for this year. That's all I got. Who's next?
Mr. Brendan Jenks.
Brendan.
You got anything to say about that purple car? I mean, geez.
Mr.
Purple. Real men drive purple cars.
That's right.
Is that a car? Can you hear it?
It's only got 2 pedals.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Don't hate me.
Catch you in the corners.
Love you, man.
I'm Brendan Jenks, and I just love looking at the gallery here. I mean, every one of you, it's been very fun. My first exposure to the club was I locked myself out of my office, and the guy that had a key to the office was a guy named Chris McIntyre. And when I went into Chris's office, he was the property manager for the building, and I saw all this stuff hanging on his walls, Porsches and pictures, and I was like, oh, I found the right guy to talk to. And so Chris and I really struck it up and started having a great relationship. I'd stop in his office in the morning, and we just I'd hear about his weekend adventures, and he invited me about 5 years ago to a high performance driver education event. And I thought, oh, this would be great. I'll bring my son and I'll invite a couple of my friends to come out and bring their sons. And I thought, wow, this would be really cool. I'm going to show up with my dad's Corvette.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, that's the first that I really realized you people are really nice because you didn't kick me out. So Stan took my money for the 12 o'clock parade laps, and I became enamored with how well those Porsche Boxsters were going through the damn corners. I mean, I could catch them in the straights in that Z06 Corvette. And so anyway, I finished the parade laps, and I had to wipe the car down really well too, because I didn't tell my dad that I was taking his Corvette on the racetrack. Still doesn't know, nor does my mom. And
Out tonight.
Yeah.
yeah.
Still tonight.
So
So that trailer with the extra wheels and stuff, nobody noticed that?
so yeah, we ended up I said, Chris, wow, I said, I was behind these Boxsters. I said, man, if I spent, 10 to 15 grand, could I get myself a daily driver and something I could bring to the track? And he said, well, sure. And the Boxster that I bought was at the track that day. So I didn't buy it straight away, but I did buy that Boxster. I still own it today. And it's been fun. I love all of you. It's been, I love Saturday morning breakfasts, and I must have eaten at too many breakfasts because I got suckered into being a board member. It's been really great. I really enjoy hanging out with all of you. My wife loves doing the fun runs, and so I love the cars. The first word after I was born, my first word was car, and I fell in love with fast cars in a 1966 canary yellow Corvette. So that was how that love for cars first started. So anyway, thank you all for listening to my story. And who's next on our list? I think it's Paul.
Those
Paul
are me.
Johnson.
Awesome, Brendan.
Yes.
Yes, fantastic.
I'm Paul Johnson. This is my first year on the board director. It's been, I think, 11 years now that I've been with the club. It was my brother who told me to join the club. He's been a Porsche guy for a long time, I think since about 1972.
Wow.
He brought home an old 911 and tore it apart, put wide fenders on it, and put the racing front end, I don't know what you want to call it back then, put a whale tail on it and dropped the engine out of it and rebuilt it, put wider tires, did all that. And that's how I kind of fell in love with Porsche back in that day. And then it was my father also, he was the first one that brought one home one day for, he was looking at purchasing. He never purchased it, but my brother was the one that ended up doing it shortly after. As far as, like I said, joining the club, it was my brother who told me to join because of the people and just the people that you meet. And that is the big thing. The cars are great, but so are the people.
Indeed.
And so, I'll turn it over to Stan.
Is my
Dan Stanton.
volume working?
And
It is.
Paul,
We
you
can
always
hear
have to have the great haircut to stick together.
I'm Stan Stanson, and I've been in the club about 7 years. And my first Porsche was a 73 911. As I recall, it was green with a black interior. I was in Hawaii at the time, and the car did not have air conditioning, so I traded it off for a Firebird 455 Super Duty. And, that car went through tires like it did gasoline, so I got rid of that. And then in 76, I had, the previous year, I took a trip to Germany, and I went through the factory and met Manfred Janke, who was the head of marketing and so forth at the time, and he took my wife out to the factory, and I saw the first 930 turbo that they were getting ready to export to the U.S. in 76. So as soon as I got back to Hawaii, where I was living, I ordered one and took delivery in Europe, and that was a heck of an experience. Kind of wish I still had that car today, but anyway, that was kind of where I got started. I joined the club because it was, I love the brand, the car is fantastic, and I really enjoy the gals that are in the club. In fact, I got some really good friends there, and I really enjoyed being on the board and helping Mike Lemoyne with the car show this year, and we'll probably end up doing that again next year. And kudos to T for doing a fantastic job as president. I'm really looking forward to working with Fred and the group this year. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Very good. Well, I think I am up next. So hello, everybody. I'm Cindy Quintana. Social activities will be a major focus for me this year, but I've got it easy because we're going to have a whole social activity committee. And the beauty is that we're still going to have the powerhouse and knowledge and experience of Holly, who's part of that committee. So thank you, Holly. Yes, absolutely. We also have Maya Cummings, who kind of raised her hand to say that she would help out. And then just this week, Brendan also, in one of our board meetings, mentioned that he'd be willing to pitch in as well. And we're always going to be open for others that may want to join in to help us as we think about what we're going to do this year with social activities. And we might have to get a little bit creative initially, but we'll figure it out. This whole virtual meeting tonight, kind of wondered how that was going to flow, but there's been lots of laughter and activity, and I think it's going kind of fun. So, we'll keep trying to figure out what we can do there. From a PCA standpoint, well, ever since I've known Fred, I've known Porsche's, and we've been involved in PCA. So, it's all his fault, and I'm really grateful for that. So we've been kind of rocking and rolling for several years. And for me, PCA absolutely, as several of you have said, it is completely about the people. Cars are cool, love going on the drives, love going to the social events, but it's absolutely the connections and the people and getting an opportunity to network with all of you. That's been really special, and I've really grown some great friendships from that. So definitely that's what it's all about. And before I pass it off, shameless plug, we are looking at several events coming up. We may get a little creative. So be on the lookout for the end of the month for a Daytona watch party. It probably will be virtual. Well, it will be virtual, we know that, but we're going to make it fun. We're going to try to make it exciting. We're going to have some fun cocktail recipes that you can enjoy while you're watching. Maybe some prizes might be coming along. Who knows what we're going to do? You got a crazy social activities committee, and we're ready to rock and roll for you. So with that, I'm going to pass it over because Dave, I think you're after me.
Thanks, Cindy. Appreciate it, and certainly look forward to the participation in the activities going forward. I think it'll be great. As Cindy said, I'm the driving administrator, activities, track stuff, high performance driving schools, etc. We're gonna have a couple of events this year. One in Lake, it's going to be a club race along with a high performance drivers education school. Then in September, we'll do that again, high performance driving education school. And of course, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Jeff Hallam. I remember Jeff getting started in this addictive component or aspect of our hobby, which is our love for Porsches, and mentoring him and teaching him to become an instructor and all those kinds of things. And now he has been helping me. I have to also thank Mr. Bob Wayman. He's been very inspirational to me over the last 12 years of my membership, and has, taught me everything he knew and put me in a position to be able to do what I do for the club. So I thank you, Bob, for your help and support and mentorship over the past few years, and look forward to a successful driving event year in 2021. So without further ado, I'll pass it on to is Rudy on for our
Rudy is not on, so we're going to pass it on to Mr. Rehack.
All right.
I'll make this short and sweet because I know you guys don't want to stare at this for too long. We'll just real quick. I'm Mike Rehack. I'm the driving tour director, so I kind of plan and organize all the fun runs. What was it, about 6 years ago? Let's go back a little further. A decade ago, got divorced, and as a divorce present to myself, I bought my first Porsche. That just seemed like right? Always loved cars growing up, everything else. Always wanted fun cars. Really never had the opportunity because, well, my dad was afraid to buy me a car like that, which is probably a good thing. That's why I'm still alive today. But I got to that point, and I was hooked ever since. I just fell in love with the brand, fell in love with the car. Showed up to breakfast one Saturday.
Four Saturdays.
Well, first Saturday, unannounced. Met T and Fred and Stan, and just was always welcomed and kept going. Kept showing up. 3 years later, I got a phone call from the former former new membership chair, Mr. Jones, to welcome me to the club. It was fantastic.
Man, those phone calls are something else, I'll tell you.
We wanted to make sure you were going to stick around.
So it's his fault.
But it's been a blast being out at the track, autocrosses, just the people that you meet. It's so much fun. I appreciate everything everybody does, and it's always great to see faces and people out at the drives and having fun and enjoying life, and just taking time out to enjoy things. It's fantastic. So thank you. And with that, I will I'll stop talking and I'll turn it over to Mr. Brook. Dennis Brook.
Hello, I'm Dennis Brook, membership director. I've been a member 7 years. I joined the club because I noticed a bunch of Porsches that were very interesting, and every Saturday morning they would be down at this restaurant that was close to where I live. So I drove my Porsche up one day and started talking to somebody, and they explained the whole situation. So because of seeing the Porsches, I had a Porsche, so I joined. And like everybody else, once you join, you find out how great the people are. And then you find how much fun it is to go on the fun runs, and you like going to breakfast every week and maintaining your relationships and making new ones. So that's kind of my story. I'm on my 4th Porsche and enjoyed very much. And since we're about out of time, I'm going to turn it over to Deborah Thorne, the webmaster.
Don't rush. We got, we've got plenty of time.
Dennis happens to be the one guy that experienced a mishap in Arkansas and had the whole of 9 different regions show up and support him in fixing that situation.
Yes, I never did thank those 9 regions, but it was a marvelous thing. I had a mishap and I made $43 on it.
Yeah, the best part of that was the pass they had at the banquet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the 43 bucks I made. Well, I got rid of that car. That was the bad luck car.
It had to be.
It was the bad luck car.
The bad luck car went away.
Yeah. Miss Thorne.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to serve as the webmaster for the club. And I got involved with the PCA because, well, I married a car guy. And one of the things that was really important to me as a wife of a car guy is to support him in his, what I later came to understand as an addictive habit. And so, I gave Stan one day, who was looking at cars all the time, and he's constantly talking about them. And he talked about one day, I'd like to have a Porsche. One day I'd this, and we had little kids. And, so the question was always, he was such a great dad. He was such a great provider. And it's like, here's $1, start saving for your Porsche. So it has to be a plan, just like everything else we do. So let's make a plan. And one day a 944 showed up in our driveway. And Stan was excited and thrilled.
Ready in 30 minutes.
Yeah. And I was able to drive that car on a fun drive. And suddenly I found myself being part of the club. And I thought that $1 was really about him. I really thought it was, you love cars, please do that because I want to have a happy husband. And what it's turned into is now he wants to make sure he has a happy wife. And so together we have come to a club where we both enjoy the people, we enjoy the activities, we have an opportunity to share time together in fun drives, social events, working together and serving the club. And it's just been a real pleasure and honor to have come to know you, to be a part of what happens here. And so thank you for letting us really be a part of the club and get involved. And we look forward to seeing what happens next. But it's been a great experience. And as I look around at the faces here, I have some just dear friends that will always be in my heart. I have new people that I want to become friends with and get to know. I can't wait to do another Colorado drive one of these days and go across the Royal Gorge. I think it will be just incredible to just see what else the KCRPCA brings to our lives. So thank you for letting us be a part of it. T, thank you for your leadership these past few years. It's been a pleasure to serve as part of your team, and just look forward, Fred, to you to see what happens coming up. So thanks to you all.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce the editor of the newsletter, Stan Thornton.
Good afternoon, everybody, or evening, excuse me. And I think Deborah kind of hit it on the head that I was going to start with was, I bought our first car because I wanted more information about, how to maintain it and take care of it. And what I found was a club of a bunch of other enthusiasts. And then it became something that Deborah and I and our family get to do together, fun runs and drives across the country and California and all these other different places. But it's been a lot of fun. As newsletter editor, I think I get a unique insight into the club because I get to read a lot of articles and look at a bunch of pictures and weed them down to put things together. And it's just neat to see the camaraderie and people, arm in arm, or, when Dave puts on a club race and see all the photos there, or when it's a fun run and people hanging out listening to Mike as he gives driving instructions. And it's just neat to see the camaraderie of everything that goes on. Yeah, I think that's about it. So newsletter editor's been good. If you have any ideas for upcoming articles, or if you buy a new car and you want to tell people about it, that's great. I'm always open to more information. And I think that passes it on to Nick Quintana.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Quintana. So I am the, hello. I'm going to be the social media director for the KCRPCA region. I'm really excited. Everyone's kind of been sharing their Porsche stories. So, I mean, I've been around Porsches since I can first remember, really. I mean, he joined my dad, now the president, and my mom is in the club. So you can only imagine me getting an IT degree. I'm just going to fit right into this role. Yeah, I mean, my dad has had so many cars that I've been around since I'm growing up. I've been in the club or been around the club. almost as long as I can remember. A lot of you, I mean, I've made really great friends with, really great memories. I've even grown up with a lot of you, and I'm sure you've seen me grow up. So now, although I don't yet have a Porsche, I'm definitely going to head that direction very soon. And I'm really glad that I get to take on this role and the responsibility to help, you know, give something back to the club that has given a lot to me as I've grown up. So I just wanted to thank all of you, thank the past president, the current president, the past social media director for really helping me along, helping me into the role to get started. And I'm really excited to be part of the club, you know.
Well, thank you to all the board members. As you can tell, as everybody on the call can tell, you got a pretty passionate group of not only board members, but certainly Porsche owners or aspiring Porsche owners. So we certainly look forward to 2021. We're going to start off the first quarter, as you can well imagine, with some of the activities. We're going to have to play it by ear just a little bit. But as Mr. Stadtmuller alluded to, we have a wonderful track event in April, a driver's education event, and a club race, which will be fantastic. We also have our first tour that'll be in April, the driving tour to Lawrence. From a national perspective, we have Treffin. If anybody's interested in going to Scottsdale, May 5th through 9th, registration starts the 24th of February. And then parade in French Lick, Indiana is July 11th through 17th. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, what the board and I are here to do is to ensure that we continue to enhance your experience and create those memories. A lot of the discussion tonight has been about the memories, and that's what we want to continue to create for everyone here. I would like to take a moment to thank Porsche of Kansas City as our premier sponsor and all of our other sponsors. Without them, it would certainly make our events a little less exciting. Thank you everyone for attending this evening. Certainly look forward to seeing you all at upcoming events.
Helmet, Fred, helmet.
Pardon me?
The helmet.
Helmet.
Put the helmet on.
Yeah, we got a new helmet.
Actually, the helmet is being retired.
Oh, we haven't got the new Porsche racing helmet?
So everybody knows, if they've read the newsletter, that the German World War I helmet has been retired, and we've replaced it with a Porsche racing helmet. Porsche's steeped in racing tradition. I think the brand has only won maybe 19 times at Le Mans, you know, so they're going back so they can do it a couple more times. So we replaced the helmet with the helmet that you see behind me.
Yeah, go grab it so folks can see. It's too far away.
Thank you, Cindy.
Somebody's got to keep me in line.
Do what she tells you.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Put it on. It isn't official until you put the helmet on.
There you go, Bob.
He's got to stay.
Well, you know,
true.
Bob, I got a size small, and like you, that might be a problem.
Well, that's okay. We'll
Here, hold your breath.
Everybody hold your breath.
I was always
Well,
wondering who the
actually, it's
stick
an
was.
extra large because I planned ahead. But
there you go.
Oh. Show us the laser sword, Luke.
Stig Quintana, congratulations.
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Stig.
Big.
And with that, the changing of the guard is concluded.
Okay.
Certainly, thank you all for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Good job, Fred.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
You can stay on and chat as long as you'd like. The feed will be open. Thank you very much. Thank you for our outer towners. Nick Guerrero from Memphis.
Yeah.
Memphis.
Yes, sir.
Here's the 2021.
Rick Smith, St. Louis.
Yeah,
And Mr. Smith from St. Louis. He's coming to us from his new upgraded garage that you see behind him.
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous.
There's one for COVID. You get to bring in people from all over. That's kind
We
of
could have a fun drive over there.
Hey, Dennis Butler. I mean, from Manhattan, that's got to be almost as far as.
Go out to the Flint Hills.
I was at breakfast.
Yeah.
I was at breakfast. Hey, Fred, I was at breakfast this morning. Where were you?
Ow.
Well, apparently I wasn't there.
And Bob Wayman, Osceola, how far is that away from Kansas City?
Not Osceola, Warsaw, brother.
Warsaw, okay.
Yeah, and
Well,
I've got
Mr.
a serious problem here.
Yeah?
Yeah. See this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a problem.
That's empty. That's empty.
Shut the hell up.
Well, don't let me interrupt. Thank you all for joining this evening. This is
Congratulations again, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yep.
Congrats, Jeff.
Congratulations, Jeff. I'll load the trophies in the back of my truck. That's what it'll take.
There you go.
And as we say, catch you in the corners, right?
That's right.
Indeed.
Great to
Stay
see
safe, everybody.
Yeah,
Be
definitely
safe.
Be
good seeing
safe,
everybody.
indeed.
Miss you all.
Good seeing everyone.
See you again
Stay
soon.
safe.